Is this velocity enough to break the floor considering his weight? What should be the force applied by the rotors in order to maintain the suit floating?
What is the velocity with which Iron Man lands on the floor?
Is this velocity enough to break the floor considering his weight? What was the final velocity that Iron Man's force had before he smashed his car? If the velocity of the man at ease goes down, the force that it takes will slow the acceleration and the weight of the man, and the two are combined, then it's possible that the floor will break.
Now we're gonna answer our questions and explain our answers.
What should be the total mass of the man and the suit in order to break a floor? The total mass of the suit and the man is 192.77. We did this by looking up several pages dedicated to get this information, but obviously we proved it by making a series of calculations. To do this, we took into consideration the coefficient of friction of the floor, the gravity, and other aspects.
What should be the force applied by the rotors in order to maintain the suit floating? Force applied by the rotor should be of 1,891 Newton to maintain the suit floating, or more than that to be able to fly around. We got this by taking the sum of the forces equal to 0, so the suit would be in equilibrium. And then we just solve for force of the rotors, and the final equation was force of the rotors equals mass per acceleration.
Question number 3. What is the velocity with which Iron Man lands on the floor? For solving this problem, we just had to measure the time since Iron Man turned off his motors until he touched the first floor, which is a time of 0.62 seconds. We then apply the free fall formula to obtain the exact speed Iron Man had when he touched the ground.
Is this velocity enough to break the floor considering his weight?
In order to know if Iron Man is capable of breaking the floor, we had to get the force by applying the formula of mass time acceleration. We got the force and it's greater than the floor's, so when he's in velocity, he will be able to break the floor.
What was the final velocity that Iron Man's fall had before he smashed his car? Iron Man's final velocity was 6.08, since we used a kinetic formula to get his final velocity, which is initial velocity plus acceleration per time.